Oh, the devil! Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, yeah. Oh, good one today. Well, I think so anyway. You may not. What have I got today? We've got the Aiyima A07 Max. Oh, the Max, eh? Woo! Right. So, what are we going to cover today? Well, first thing we'll do is get it out of the box. That's always a good idea. And then we'll have a little look at the specs, see what's going on with the power, the power of the wattage and stuff like that. Then I may even take it apart and have a little rummage around inside. Oh, I love having a rummage around inside. That sounded better in my head. Anyway, but I do love a rummage. Oh, and then, the pièce de résistance. We're going to do a sound test, but not just any old sound test, because you know I love a sound test on this channel. But we're going to do a sound comparison against the Fozzy Audio V3. Dun, 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 dun. There's loads going on in this video. Stay tuned. Anyway, let's get it out of the flipping box for a start. Okay, let's have a little look inside. Product warranty card, QC passed. They've all got the same cards, all these amps. The instructions. There you go. Okay. Got a little sticker there. If you want a badge, there you go. Whatever. Got the power lead here. One is attached to. So what have I got? What have they given me? What's come with this? I think. Oh, it's a 36 volt, 6 amp. 36 volt, 6 amp. We'll have a look at the specs in a minute to see what wattage that will give. And then we got the amp itself. Okay, so you can see, right, that Aiyima have kind of taken Fozzy Audio's lead. And this is why competition is good. We benefit from competition because Fozzy came out with the V3, which is like the darling of these mini amps, the budget amps. Everybody loves it. And Aiyima thought, hey, we're not having any of that. So we're going to make our own. Have that, Fozzy. But they've gone one better, which I'll go through in a bit. So you can see they've got the vents, which are similar to the Fozzy. Nothing on top, but on the sides and the bottom. Got a volume knob here. Feels substantial, good. Very well made. Very well made indeed. Let's have a look on the back. Okay, we got audio inputs and auxiliary out. Now, I don't know if that's a variable. It's not a line out, it's auxiliary out. I don't know if that'll be variable. If you connected that to a subwoofer, you wouldn't want to be turning your subwoofer up and down and the volume on this. I'll have a look at that later to see if it is variable or not. Got your power in, and you've got these stepped speaker inputs. Normally they're right above each other. This might be to do to because obviously the pièce de résistance is this, isn't it? Whoosh! You can turn this from stereo to mono, and you can bridge these and have 2 amps, one power in one channel, one power in the other. Ooh! So I think that's why they've done that. They've stepped them like this, so you can distinguish which one's the mono. And I believe you put them, the mono ones in here, each one in here. Obviously, I will try have a little go with that later to see, have a look at the instructions and see how it's done. Anyway, so there's the amp itself. Nice, well made. Let's have a little look at the specs. Okay, so here we go. Now they've got all the information on the web page, so there's no point reinventing the wheel. I'd rather just look at the website, show you guys, so we're all reading off the same page, so to speak. All right, so let's have a look. So A07 bridgeable mono amplifier, 600 watt, having a laugh, 2 channel, 300 watt times 2. There's a caveat to that though, that's into 2 ohms, look, right? Or sorry, into 4 ohms for 600 watt, and into 2 ohms is 600 watt. But it's a bit vague, isn't it, really? Hang on a minute, I'm getting ahead of myself anyway. So the chips are, the amp chip is TPA3255, and the removable op amps, they're removable, are the NE5532P. Pretty much standard in most of these amps, these chips. And then, so go back to what I was saying. So 2 times 300 watts into 4 ohms. I'd imagine that's with the 48 volt power supply. I've got the 36. And the mono max output is 1 times 600 watt into 2 ohms. Now, that's a little bit vague. I'd like to know what it is for 8 ohms, but there we are. 3.5 mil auxiliary max output level 1 volt frequency response 20 to 20. Signal to noise ratio 110 dB. Total harmonic distortion 0.007% at 1 watt. Working voltage, so it starts for 24 to 48 volts. There you go. So these are with our 48 volt. This, that. Okay, so what we got? Let's have a look. So there we are. Nothing much you want to see there. Mono bridgeable. So innovative bridged mono design, achieving a single maximum output power amplifier of 600 watts at 2 ohms. What is it into 4? God damn you, in 8. How to connect? Okay. Oh, it looks like banana plug wiring cable connections. Upgrade to a large terminals. Easy 2 connections. Makes a lot of sense to me, that does. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. What the deuce. Right, so obviously it looks like you use these and then put them into there, but there's got to be more to it than just sticking it into mono. I don't know. We'll have to have a look. High performance chip. Oh, we're down here now. That's the TPA 3255. Op amp chip, like I said, is the NE5532s, and they're removable, replaceable. High quality components, very similar to the V3. So it says Japanese Ruby capacitors, Elna capacitors, German Weimar capacitors, and IT power management chips. I don't know. Very similar components to what Fozzy used in their V3. Power parameter. Here we go. Okay, so I've got the 36 volt. I got this here, 36 volt 6 amp. Into 8 ohms, I'm going to get 94 watts per channel. And it says in mono mode, I'm going to get 118 watts. Oh, there you go. There we are. It's telling me, right? So 94 watts per channel and 118 watts in mono mode for 8 ohms. In 4 ohm and 6 ohms, you're looking at 100 watts a channel. In stereo, in mono, 150. 4 ohms, 107. 190 in mono. Didn't say in the 2 ohms here. That's bizarre. Let's have a look what we get. If we had the 48 volt 10 amp, woof, you'd be getting quite a bit. You'd be getting 250 watt times 2 in stereo, or 315 watt times 1 in mono. So pretty decent. And then they've got their frequency response. It looks pretty flat, to be fair, but that's what they've done. There we are. Signal to noise ratio, total harmonic distortion. Right, front panel, back panel, bottom side. We've already looked at this, and the side panel. It's got the vents in it. And it's got some product comparisons there. Well, there you go. Right. So we've got all the specs out of the way. Now, let's get it apart and have a rummage round inside. Whoa! Okay, so it looks like I'm going to have to remove that knob, undo the nut inside, so that'll come out. Now, Randy over at Cheap Audio Man had a bit of a problem, had a hard time removing this. Used some vice grips or whatever they are, adjustable mole grips, and actually mark the volume knob. I hope I'm not going to do that today. I'm not going to use the same grips he used. On the back then you've got 1, 2, 3 screws at the back and 2 screws on the bottom. So let's get them off. And what I'm going to do for the volume knob is put that over. Can I remove it with my hand? Oh, well, mine come off very easy, so I was lucky there. I think Randy got quite unlucky. Mine come off very easy. Normally they're not that, I will say, normally they're not that easy. Using a needle nose pliers then to get this off. There you go. And here it is. Ooh. Okay, looks well made. Got some decent parts in there. So this is I think this is a power thermistor that stops an inrush of current when you turn it on so you don't damage the system. Here you've got your Aiyima capacitors at the back there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there you go. Right. Japanese, I think you pronounce it Nichicon. Nichicon. Okay, you got your op amps just here, the removable NE5532Ps. Take them out, put something else in. Bam. Then you've got your Elna capacitors here. Elna. And over here then, you got your Japanese Ruby capacitors. Name of my daughter is Ruby. Hello, Ruby. So there it is. Pretty well made. And again, it's competing with our V3 quite well so far. There's only one thing to do now, a sound test. Right, so let's see how the Aiyima A07 Max sounds like compared against the Fuzzy Audio V3. Let's have a listen.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning all. And this is just the beginning, I need a big change, help me.
And there you go. So what do you think? Well, I couldn't tell the difference. It's very hard to tell the difference between the two. And that's not surprising considering that a lot of the components are very similar. Look, if you was to put a gun to my head, I'd say pull the trigger, because I don't know. It's very difficult to tell the difference between the two. They both sound really good. Aiyima has done a great job of the A07 Max, and I can't tell them apart. It's very difficult. You know, they're getting very close to the big players, aren't they? They're not quite there yet, but they're getting close. I bet these, you know, these big companies are starting to sweat now, going, oh, we better up our game a bit. How about bringing your bloody prices down, yeah? But these are very affordable, both of them, very affordable. And really good quality amps for like 100 quid. I think they're 100 quid each. But in saying that, man, I think the Fozzie's on offer at the moment on Amazon in the UK for about $79.99 or 95, something like that. There's a discount on it at the moment if you're looking to get one. But obviously, it's an elephant in the room, isn't it? Get out! Bloody elephant. This has the ability to go mono, so you can use two of these. You can wire them up left and right channel and have them playing in mono. So that's a big advantage over the V3. I know though that Fozzie are bringing out mono blocks. They are bringing up mono blocks soon. They should be around about anytime soon. So I think Aiyima thought, well, let's get ahead of the game. They knew they were bringing them out, so they got ahead of the game a little bit. Now, wouldn't it be good if I had two of these amps so I could bridge them over and see if they sound better in mono mode than they do in stereo mode? Because, on paper, you should get less crosstalk when you're using one channel in each amp. So it would have been good to have two of them. But there we are. Anyway, I got two. Of course I did. Anyway, obviously I'm not going to cram it into this video, but I will be my next video, which I'll be making very soon. I will bridge these amps, okay, in mono mode, and obviously I'll read the instructions first, but I think I've got an idea. I reckon, if you can see that there, I reckon, right, you wire one up here, put say you put your right channel in this one. Let's have a look. So say you put your right channel in this one here, wire up to your right speaker, and you put your RCA, this is what I reckon you've got to do, your RCA in your right RCA socket. And then on the other one, you also put it in these top ones here, and you put it in the left socket. That's what I think it is. I will read the instructions when I do the video, just to make sure I'm right. And then you flick that over there to mono mode. And then you'll be able to use them left and right. Oh, it is your left. That's your left. I'm getting confused because that's my right and your left. What the deuce? Anyway, hang on a minute. My wife taught me a good thing. She goes, if you put your hands up like that, the L is your left. Taught my kid that. Anyway, I do know my left from right. That's right and that's left. For you it is, not for me. That's my right, your left. What the? Anyway, that's come to the end of the video. Sounds very good, this does. I can't say it's better than the V3, but it's no worse. Okay? Very good for the money. And the fact that you can bridge it with another amp is fantastic. So watch out for that next video, and I'll catch you in that video.